Hello and welcome to the Machinist News Network. I'm Deirdre Kanievsky. There was no doubt about the theme at this year's legislative conference: jobs, jobs, jobs.
Hello, how are you doing?
The machinists were everywhere you looked on Capitol Hill during this year's legislative conference. Whether in the President's room with Senator Christopher Dodd, talking with IAM member and Congresswoman Laura Richardson, at a sit-down with Representative Walter Jones of North Carolina, or in the halls waiting for U.S. Rep. Gwen Moore to finish a vote, the machinists made their presence known in Washington.
I think it's very important that we get out and do this, because if we don't tell them where we stand on issues, nobody's gonna. The business lobbyists are out there. I saw them in full force. So we needed to make sure that we're getting our word out there as well.
The theme this week was jobs, how to keep them and grow them here in the United States. As International President Tom Buffenbarger said to the conference attendees, enough is enough of bailouts for banks, which lead to fallouts for workers.
And we want you to send that message loud and clear to Republican or Democrat, friend or foe. Either you find ways to lead our country back, to bring back the hope and opportunity this country calls its soul, to bring back jobs, to bring back dignity, to bring back respect. The fact that those who toil for a living deserve it and demand it, or we're going to do it without you at the next election.
Isn't the American worker just as entitled to protection and support as everyone else? Absolutely. I think, hell yes.
The right for workers to organize, or the Employee Free Choice Act, was one of many issues machinists brought to their elected officials, explaining that their support was needed now or never.
If we're not getting 100% over this fundamental basic issue for working people, then there is something wrong with our relationship with that politician.
But it was clear that those who came to the conference stood with the machinists on this issue.
This is non-negotiable. We need and must have and expect. We need and must have and expect their support. It's not complicated. It's yes or no. Are you with us or not? If you can't be with us, we can't be with you. It's that simple.
They are only going to respond if you and your brothers and sisters throughout the United States continue to put the pressure on them. They continue to waffle. I think it's crazy. You helped me to get elected. I have a responsibility to help you.
Those same members of Congress also stand with the machinists in making sure our jobs and the skills of this country remain viable and on American soil.
Now is not the time to speed up the erosion of our industrial base and our skilled workforce. Instead of sending more jobs overseas, outsourcing our technological base, we should be supporting local innovation, creating jobs at home, investing in our economy and our manufacturing workers, who are this nation's heart and soul.
We have got to have a real dialogue about the ramifications of the decisions that are being made, because as all of you know, once our plants shut down, once our skilled workers move on to other fields, and once that infrastructure is gone, we cannot rebuild that overnight.
For the first time in a while, this conversation is possible, as the machinists now have a friend in the new Secretary of Labor.
We're going to re-look at how we spend our money in enforcement. We're going to beef up wage and hour. We're going to beef up OSHA. We're actually going to regulate. We're going to look at safety and protection in the workplace, and we're also going to do a whole lot in investments for people who have lost their jobs. My door is open to you. When you come into town, know that you have a friend.
That was the consensus heard from most machinists at this year's legislative conference, and hopefully a sign of even better times to come. Machinists also made sure this week the politicians heard them on other issues, like the Delta Northwest merger and the FAA reauthorization. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Machinist News Network.